Welcome to This Explainer. You know those conversations with your teenager? The ones that feel like you're just stuck on a loop? All frustration, no understanding? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about how to flip that script and turn those really tough talks into actual moments of connection.
All right, so let's just jump right in. I want you to listen to these next few examples and see if any of them, hit a little too close to home.
So you walk into their room. You see the mess, the clothes everywhere, and that frustration just bubbles up and comes out as a judgment about them, right? And what happens next? You can literally see the walls go up. They get defensive, and boom, conversation over. It never even had a chance to start.
Or how about this one? You're worried about them, right? Genuinely concerned for their future, but somehow that worry comes out sounding like a personal attack on their character or the things they love.
And yeah, we've all been here. The second you feel that sting of disrespect, it's like a switch flips. A simple talk instantly escalates into a huge battle over who's in charge.
Look, if this stuff sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. The problem is, these patterns just don't work. They create distance, they build walls, but what if there was another way? A path that could actually build a bridge back to them instead?
Well, there is, and we're going to explore a really powerful framework for doing just that. A lot of these ideas are based on a mindful parenting talk by psychiatrist Dr. Phang Cheng Kar, and it's all about one thing: replacing that constant conflict with some real understanding.
So this approach is often called compassionate communication, or NVC. It was actually developed by a psychologist named Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, and I want to be really clear about something. This is not about being a pushover or just letting your team do whatever they want. Not at all. It's a skill, something you can actually learn that helps you express what's really going on for you, honestly, and helps you hear them too, all without the blame and criticism that just shuts everything down.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I actually do this? Let's get right into the nuts and bolts, the toolkit at the very heart of this whole thing. It's actually surprisingly simple, but trust me, it is so powerful. It all comes down to just 4 steps. That's it. All the chaos of parent-teen communication boil down to 4 words: observe, feel, need, and request.
Okay, step 1, observe without judgment. Now this one sounds easy, but it might be the hardest. The goal here is to just state the facts. Describe what you see or hear like you're a video camera. No opinions, no labels, no you always or you never, just what is actually happening.
Just look at the difference here. We so often say things like, "You're so lazy." That's a judgment, a label. But an observation? That's, "I've noticed you've been in bed most of the morning." See the difference? Or, "You're always on your phone," versus, "I saw you've been using your phone during dinner." One is an attack that guarantees a fight. The other? Well, the other is just a fact, and it opens the door to an actual conversation. All right, step 2, state your feeling. Once you have that neutral observation, you connect it to how you feel. And the key word there is you. This is about owning your emotion, not blaming them for it. It's not "you make me mad," it's "I feel mad."
And you can really see that powerful shift here. When you say, "You make me feel disrespected," you're pointing a finger. It's an accusation. But when you say, "I feel hurt and tense when I hear shouting," you're just sharing your experience. It's about you. It's so much less threatening, and they are way more likely to actually hear you.
Okay, on to step 3, identify your need. This is where it gets really deep. Think of your feeling, that frustration or anger, as just the tip of the iceberg. What's underneath the water? That's your need. It's the universal human value that isn't being met. And when you share that, you're showing your teen what's really driving your emotion, what truly matters to you.
And this is so important. Behind every single one of our frustrations as parents, there is a legitimate need. It might be a need for respect, or support, or just some peace and quiet. It's never just about the dirty dishes or the messy room. It's about a deeper need for cooperation, or order, or feeling like you're a team. And that brings us to the final step, number 4, make a clear request. You've observed, shared your feeling, and identified your need. Now you ask for something specific and doable. Not "be more responsible," but "please take out the trash." And here's the kicker. It has to be a genuine request, which means no has to be an okay answer. If they know they'll get in trouble for saying no, well then you didn't make a request. You just made a demand. Okay, so those are the 4 steps. Observe, feel, need, request. Now let's put it all together and see what this actually looks like in the real world. Let's see how it can totally transform a conversation. Remember this line from the beginning? The classic, "your room is shameful"? We all know where this conversation is headed, right? Straight to an argument.
But now, look at this. Same exact situation. Totally different approach. You start with the observation, "I've noticed clothes on the floor." Then, the feeling, "I feel stressed." Then the need, "because I value order in our home." And finally, the request, "Would you be willing to tidy up by the end of today?" See that? It's not an attack. It's an invitation. It invites them to cooperate, not to fight.
Now look, I get it. You don't always have the time or energy to go through all 4 steps perfectly. So for those quick, in-the-moment situations, you can use what we'll call Micro-NVC. It can be a total game changer. You just quickly state your feeling, your need, and make the request. Like, "I feel frustrated because I need shared care. Can you do the dishes?" It's a super powerful shortcut.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's be real. Putting it into practice isn't always going to be easy. It takes work. So let's talk about some of the common roadblocks you're probably going to run into and how to deal with them.
So here's some of the big ones. That feeling when you just want to react emotionally, the antidote is simple, but not easy. Pause. Just breathe. Name what you're feeling to yourself first. Or what if your teen says you sound like a robot? That's a real concern. The key is to make it your own. Keep your language natural. The real goal here for all of these is just being more aware of what's happening inside you before you speak.
And this is probably the most important thing to remember through all of this. This isn't a technique to manipulate your teen into doing what you want. That's not the point. The real goal is so much bigger. It's about building a stronger connection. It's about creating a relationship where both of you and your teen, feel seen, heard, and respected, especially when you disagree.
So when you walk away from this, I hope you don't just see a 4-step formula. I hope you see a new possibility, a way to break that exhausting cycle of conflict and start building something new, a foundation for a relationship that's more honest and more connected. So I'll leave you with this question. What is just one conversation, just one, that you could try to change this week? Where's the first place you could start building that bridge?